One. Welcome back to the Denial of the Day podcast. My name is Taylor Grant. I'm here with Chris Barrientos, my claims manager. He does such an amazing job following up and doing all the things that needs to get done for you guys. So I appreciate you watching. And I just want to talk about today the super basics of insurance appraisal, not residential appraisal. So when we talk
Mhm.
about appraiser in our world, different than a residential appraiser. Chris, your thoughts? Why is this so confusing for people?
I think it's extremely confusing because I actually come from the real estate world. I was a mortgage loan officer for a long time. So
Right.
I hear appraisal, I'm like, okay, you have an appraisal done to see what your home is actually worth. But when I came over to this industry, it's like, wait a second, appraisal? Like,
Right.
so they have to hire an appraisal to see what their home's worth for an insurance claim? That doesn't make any sense. So explain it to us, Taylor. What the heck is an appraisal?
Yeah, dude. And so I love that you speak about that specifically. So in our world, because we're both from a real estate background, we say residential appraisal versus
Mhm.
insurance appraisal. So in our mind, we keep that separate that way. But in the insurance appraisal world, actually, let me speak about the residential appraisal. So when somebody appraises your home, they come out and say, okay, these are some comparable homes that have sold in the area, comparable square foot, comparable finishes, location, things like that, amenities, whatever it might be, and they say, hey, your home is worth $500,000. Great. Okay. On the insurance appraisal side of things, it's a little bit different. What they're actually appraising is the value of the claim or the damage that was done to the property. So they take into consideration quite a few things. Sometimes experts get involved, but really it's three things: scope of work, method of repair, and pricing. And within those things, somebody should be able to come up with a rough value. Hey, we have 10 line items on this estimate or insurance appraisal, and this is the method of repair we think should be done. Here is the pricing for that.
So is it like just one appraiser does this, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, in the insurance policy, there's language related directly to the insurance appraisal process, which kind of dictates how it moves forward. And so, usually, not always, check your policy, which I know you're not going to do. Chris and I talked about that recently. Nobody reads their policy. Why not? Because it's boring. We get it. However, in that policy, it dictates how the insurance appraisal process moves forward to a certain extent. And usually it says something like this: if you and we shall disagree on the amount of the claim, you can or we can invoke appraisal. And when I say you and we, I mean you, the insured, we, the insurance company, or vice versa, however it's written. And then that also dictates, hey, if you name your appraiser and you invoke appraisal, there's 20 days that we have as the insurance company to actually assign our insurance appraiser. And then insurance appraiser for the insured, insurance appraiser for the insurer, start talking, meeting of the minds, and start that process. And there's so many other things that go into it, but that's a super high level overview of it.
Gotcha. So that's not actually adjusters that are meeting or anything like that.
Right. So I'll go into it a little bit further. So insurance adjusters or public adjusters, we work on behalf of the insured as an advocate for the insured. Insurance appraisers are to be unbiased, some version or verbiage of that in, if it's state or policy language, right? They're supposed to be unbiased and they're supposed to be working on behalf of the claim, not behalf of their clients. So does that
Uh,
answer what you're getting to, Chris?
that answers my question. Thank you.
Right. So it is a different process, and there's different reasons and different ways to go into an appraisal, insurance appraisal, and that is definitely a conversation for another time. But those
Yeah,
are the
for sure.
super basics of the insurance appraisal.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now it's good to know. And so I would just say, to our audience that if you have questions about appraisal or how if you think you need one or whatever, we offer appraisal services here at Bellator Claims. So
Yeah,
feel free to reach out.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, Chris, you are really good at this as far as like intaking the information, reviewing it, and then giving guidance like, hey, this might not be something that we can do on the public adjuster side. Maybe it's more of the insurance appraisal side or vice versa. So absolutely reach out to us. We'll get back with you and let you know what we think. Obviously, that's just our opinion. You can make the decision.
Sounds great.
All right. Hey, thanks for joining us today. If you have an insurance claim that you're not being treated fairly on, contact us, bellatorclaims.com, and we'll fight on your behalf.
Bye, everyone.